Cowsills are the real-life family that inspired the Partridge Family, and I was probably around 10 years old when I first heard them singing The Rain, the Park, and Other Things on the radio. I was instantly captivated by the intricate harmonies, and I remember that my cousin Lois told me that they were kids. They were kids, a family. You could hear it in their voices, and I was mesmerized. Then Lois showed me the album cover, and I wanted to climb into it. 4 perfect boys on a roof with their beautiful mom looking out a window. I was born a drummer, but I was told that drums are too loud and they're not for girls. Louise, stop drumming were the 3 most commonly yelled words in my childhood life. So in my imagination, if I were in this family, if I were in the Cowsills, they'd celebrate my tight drummer chops and my sweet vocal harmonies, and they'd teach me new chords on my guitar, and we'd sit and talk and laugh like they do in the magazines. As you can rather pathetically see here with my brand new Super 8 movie camera, I felt compelled to film my Cowsills Teen Mag pinups, which I did upon unwrapping the camera and then dragging a lamp into a closet to get the camera to register that there was enough light for the shot. I did all of this before I had learned how to properly focus the thing, but my intention to capture my Cowsills devotion is quite clear. Here I am, apparently fresh out of flashbulbs and or a powerful enough lamp, and I'm outside in the dead of winter, inserting myself into this Cowsills family pyramid like a boss. And because it's so easy to want something you know you won't have, there's very little jeopardy when the only person who might truly understand you lives in a pinup photo on your closet door. He doesn't see your pimples or your chubby face, and he never tells you to stop drumming or to stop singing along. He just keeps smiling. And that's the way he's supposed to stay, isn't it? In a picture, on a closet door, tucked safely in a memory. And that's where the Cowsills remained, long after my mom had ripped everything down to repaper the room while I was away at camp. I was actually only low-key angry because I was growing up, and puff-like, the Cowsills were slipping into their cave, into a recollection of my childhood that I rarely accessed. But when I did, they were still there where I had left them, smiling. So what was it that pulled me back to the Cowsills 30 years after they had drifted from my view? It was Google. Well, actually, it was probably more like Yahoo at the time, but one of my first internet searches was the Cowsills, and it brought me to their fan-fueled website where I left a message thanking them for helping me grow up. A fellow fan named Karen Oldfield invited me to a pub in Los Angeles where Bob Cowsill often sings. I scheduled this for 3 weeks out. You know, the way you do a dental appointment? Sure, I would love to do that, but not right now. The large part of me that didn't want to go and didn't want to see what I might see was tugged at by the small part of me that knew that I had to. There was a piece of me that needed to know where they had gone. Through my work in TV and radio, I've interviewed thousands of celebrities, but when the night arrived and Bob Cowsill walked into that pub, I was 12. So let's review. Here's me at 12. On top of which, the night I went to see Bob at the pub turned out to be the night of his brother John's wedding to Vicki Peterson of the Bangles. Most of his siblings were in town and gathering at the pub to extend the wedding reception. As a kid, I had never seen the Cowsills in concert, and now here they were, Bob, Paul, Barry, John, Susan, voices blended in gorgeous unity right in front of me. I sat in quiet wonder observing as the silent photographs on my wall grew up and came to life and began to walk and move and breathe with separate, distinct, and fascinating personalities. My memory didn't collapse, it gathered context and it shifted. No longer pure, but now interesting and complicated. And just as they had as children, the Cowsills pulled me in. They laughed and talked and sang together in the same perfect harmonies I'd never forgotten. So why were these uniquely gifted people performing under a dartboard in Woodland Hills? My favorite group was as good as the Bee Gees and the Beatles and the Beach Boys. What had really happened to the Cowsills? I decided to make the film that I wanted to see. It took 8 years. I had a lot of help. It was a joy and a struggle, but that film is called Family Band: The Cowsills Story, and you will now find it on Prime. Along the way, as I dug around for fan mags and photos to use in the film, I found a letter that I had written but never sent to Paul Cowsill. Maybe I couldn't find a stamp and I turned 14. I don't know why I never sent it, but Paul and I have the same birthday, November 11th. Oh, and here's an even funner fact if you're into romantic astrology. My husband Ron and Paul's wife Luann have the same birthday. February 22nd. Anyway, the letter appeared to me a few days prior to November 11th, and I hand-delivered it to Paul, 40 years late, on our birthday. It reads, November 11th was my birthday too. I turned 13. Maybe it seems weird for a girl, but I really wanted drums. Badly. I'm really hung up on drumming. But Mom wouldn't let me. She says they make too much noise. You're lucky to live with a family that doesn't care what you play. Anyway, I did get a movie camera, and I'm wild about it. I also got a tape recorder from my grandparents. I'm going to try sound movies. Last year for my birthday, I got a Polaroid color pack. I think photography is cool. Don't you? Love and peace, Louise Palanker. I did ultimately make the film Family Band the Cowsills story with sound, so you never know where a dream will take you.